Well, the sensational story of Brock Purdy continues. He's been really, really good through 2 games this season, to the point where I think we might be seeing something special. On the other hand, there's also a lot of hand wringing over about 3 passes, which is quite ridiculous. Either way, why don't we just let the tape decide what the appraisal of Brock Purdy's game against the Rams will look like? This will be a nice casual film review. We're going to watch the tape. We're going to have some fun with Brock Purdy against the Rams. Every single 49ers offensive snap, they open up with Christian McCaffrey on the ground, 7 yards. Well done. You're going to get to see this from the all 22 angle, and then you're going to get to see it from the end zone angle. That way you have the full feel of everything that the 49ers did. Good start to their game against the Rams. You're going to get to see Purdy throw now. Out pattern, threw it a little bit behind George Kittle. Picks up a couple yards. That one could be placed better, right? We talk about misplaced deep passes. Purdy doesn't misplace a whole lot of these. This is a shorter pass. Not as easy as it looks on the TV angle when you see it there from the end zone angle. A little bit behind George Kittle. Doesn't set up any yards after the catch, but the 49ers will bounce back from this. Purdy's going to throw again. Purdy's going to bail the pocket. And Purdy's going to find his man, Christian McCaffrey. The great outlet, Christian McCaffrey. Let's see if Purdy bailed on time or if he bailed too early. Always fun to watch. That's about time to go. Spencer Burford got beaten inside there. Started to get pushed a little bit. Good job from Brock Purdy to get out, bail, find the safety valve, and that's Christian McCaffrey. Then hand off to Christian on the very next play. This first drive, the 49ers just looked so crisp against the Rams. They went right down the field, and you can tell from the all 22, we watched this, that Purdy wasn't perfect, but you don't have to be perfect when you've got this much talent, when the play calling was this good. Charlie Werner moves in the block. They're going to hand off to the right side. This one, the Rams just, they defeated blocks. The 49ers stacked the right side. You're going to see Werner 89 come in motion. He's going to combo up there with George Kittle, and the combo block doesn't work. I mean, that's a nice play from Michael Hocht, 97 of the Rams. He's a defensive end, so he overpowered the tight end, Charlie Werner. Kyle Shanahan got greedy schematically, didn't work. Sets up a passing situation for the 49ers. What's Brock Purdy going to do? Brock Purdy is going to deliver Brandon Ayuk. First down. Drags people after the catch, and I think that was the play on which Brandon Ayuk hurt his shoulder. We're going to get to see it here from another angle. His first catch of the game is the catch that Kyle Shanahan said that the shoulder injury came on. Ayuk is going to be a game-time decision tomorrow night against the New York Giants. But good pocket that time. Pass protection from all 5 is solid. Purdy hangs in there, fires, plenty of velocity. It's not a question with Brock Purdy among those people who watch film and know what they're looking for. Plenty of velocity on that short to intermediate throw. First down for the 49ers. Here's more of Christian McCaffrey's workload. His first drive for the 49ers did not feature an incompletion from Brock Purdy. Christian, we're going to see as this game progresses, I think he's seeing the holes and understanding the offense a whole lot better than he did last season. I think that the crash course last season was great, but the fact that he's gotten all off season now to dive into the playbook has really helped him. Empty backfield for the 49ers. It's going to be that little tunnel screen to Deebo Samuel. Rams over it here early in the game. See this from the end zone angle. 49ers essentially, I feel, telegraphed this play a little bit, but sometimes they're like, here, defend it. We know it's coming. Defend it anyway. And a lot of teams can't. The Rams, though, they're fast to the football. A lot of hungry defenders. This was a defense that gave up only 12 total yards in the second half against the Seattle Seahawks the week prior. All right, 3rd down and 7. This is one of Brock Purdy's best throws in the NFL so far. I'm going to pause this one at the line of scrimmage. Look at this on the right side. That's 99. That's Aaron Donald. You say Aaron Donald's a defensive tackle, right? Well, Aaron Donald can play defensive end too. This is the first big third and long situation for the 49ers of the game. And Aaron Donald decided that on the very first big third and long situation of the game, he wanted to test out Colton McKivitz. McKivitz is 68, right-hand side. This is a very wide rushing front from the Rams. Look, they're going to be 3 down linemen. Donald, you're going to have the nose tackle here in the middle. You're going to have another edge rusher. I believe that's I'm not sure if that's Byron Young, but I would think Byron Young's going to be, I hope, at some point in on this play. He wears number 1, the rookie for the Rams. But we're going to be focused more on the right side of the formation because Donald's going to work against McKivitz. That might be a mismatch. So the 49ers are going to use 15 Juwan Jennings to chip Aaron Donald. So watch the start of this play. Watch the chip from Juwan Jennings before he dispatches on his route to help knock Aaron Donald a little bit off course. Right there. You see that chip from 15? That chip, he cuts right across Aaron Donald's face. That buys Colton McKivitz at least half a second to set up. Even though Colton McKivitz has about half a second to set up, Aaron Donald disables his hands and beats him. But if it were not for the chip, Aaron Donald would already be at Brock Purdy right now. He's not, though. So Spencer Burford's coming over to help. He's probably too late. McKivitz's hands disabled by Donald. He's been beaten. Now it's Brock Purdy against Aaron Donald, and that's not a fair fight if Brock Purdy is just sitting there in the pocket like a sitting duck. But Brock Purdy hangs in there, and he waits for his man to get open, throws as he's hit. There is Brandon Ayuk, first down. What a play, what a throw by Brock Purdy. Now, the big stat, and I want to watch this from its entirety right here. I could make my face disappear because we should rewind even further. Let's watch the chip from Juwan Jennings. Brock Purdy has been phenomenal in the intermediate game. That's passes that travel 10 to 20 air yards downfield. This year, he's 13 of 14, 93%. All right, let's watch the chip. There's the chip from Jennings, bottom of your screen, right above Brock Purdy tape review. That slows Aaron Donald down just enough. Colton McKivitz gets beaten anyway. And look at this. Collapsing pocket. And if you look up, Brandon Ayuk is not yet open. Aaron Donald is about to eat Brock Purdy alive, and Brandon Ayuk is just now making his break. So the only way that Brock Purdy is going to be able to make this throw is if he hangs in there until the very last possible second and takes a massive hit from Aaron Donald. I'm going to fast forward about a second here. That's a quick release. He hangs in there as long as he possibly can. Release zips out. You could see Ayuk has now made his break. This throw is going to go behind the linebacker who's breaking the wrong way because Purdy's eyes, I think, were looking underneath the McCaffrey, and Brandon Ayuk made the catch. Let's see if this linebacker action is what we think it is. Purdy looking, Purdy looking, Purdy looking. Yes, he's looking left, but he goes back middle. McCaffrey is just to the left of the screen. McCaffrey drew defenders to the left. The throw finds Ayuk in that tiny window over the middle. Now, this is just a master class in quarterbacking from Brock Purdy. His tackle does not hold up. Again, we'll play this through without stopping it. Chip, Jennings, McKivitz beaten by Donald. Hit, throw, boom. There are very few people on the planet that can execute that. And when we're talking about an occasional miss here and there, and we're not talking about that play, well, there's something seriously wrong about the discourse surrounding Brock Purdy. Back to the tunnel screen. Deebo Samuel. This one works better than the one before. Looks like they might even have a first down with that one. Coming off that 3rd and 7, the Rams are a little bit demoralized. It's the kind of gut punch that you like to give an opposing defense early in a football game. They think they have you stopped. They beat you with their edge rusher, Aaron Donald, but Brock Purdy beats Aaron Donald with the throw. So now they give it to the battering ram, Deebo Samuel. 49ers in the red zone. McCaffrey. Oh, this stiff arm was dirty. Absolutely dirty. Watch this. Watch this. Watch 4 on the Rams. Top of your screen on the right. He takes some abuse here from Christian McCaffrey. trampled. Trampled, and that stiff arm causes a domino effect of about, I don't know, 3 defenders to fall down. So there's tremendous power that Christian McCaffrey exerts that I don't think he gets full credit for. He's not just a shifty guy. It's Jordan Fuller's for the safety. So he just smashes Fuller to the ground, and it creates a domino effect of bodies flying everywhere. McCaffrey is not just a shifty guy. I mean, of course, he senses the hole here. We're going to watch this from the end zone angle in a second. He glides through the hole very nicely, but then Jordan Fuller is there ready to try to make a tackle. And what McCaffrey is going to do is he just plows through him. And as Fuller falls, then a bunch of bodies start falling. Terrible angle taken by Russ Yeast, the number 2. That's the defensive back. I don't think he expected Jordan Fuller to get stiff-armed into oblivion. So Yeast falls. A linebacker falls on top of them. Everybody's done at that point. You could see it from this angle. The third body was Jonah Williams, defensive end for the Rams. McCaffrey, stiff arm, power. So it's speed, power, and feel. Most of all, it's feel to open the run. Last year, I think McCaffrey, especially early on, was still trying to find his way into discovering some of these cutback lanes, some of these holes. 49ers moving in unison. You could see Aaron Banks with a good block. Spencer Burford with a good block here. McCaffrey knows exactly where to run. Slips through the hole, puts his foot down, starts stiff-arming people, drags defenders into the end zone. The final ride for John Johnson III. 7-0 49ers. I know this was supposed to be a Purdy tape review. Looks like we're watching a lot of McCaffrey instead. Pitch left. This is going to set up the 51-yarder that's coming very, very soon. They're going to motion out Juszczyk. Juszczyk looking for who to block on this one. I don't think the 49ers saw the front that they were expecting from the Rams. Kittle in motion. Looks like some RPO action. And a completion to Deebo Samuel, who wanted more after the catch. You see him slap the football in frustration. This 49ers team so big into emphasizing yak. Kittle picks up Ernest Jones in pass protection. Nice tackle, though. Rams are able to limit some of the damage over the middle of the field. 2nd and short. Look at this run block from Jawan Jennings. Jennings on the move, sets up Christian McCaffrey. Here's your 51-yarder, and there's Ahkello Witherspoon being driven into the turf. Then he's mad at Christian McCaffrey for some reason, probably his pride a little bruised. But Jennings in motion is not easy. They send Jennings in motion. He has to find a target. Finds a target and blocks 2 people. That's the first thing that stood out to me on that play was the job that Jawan Jennings did. And then Christian McCaffrey sprinted down the sideline. I'm not sure why Ahkello Witherspoon's trying to get in his face. I mean, yeah, you made the tackle. Maybe just sit it out afterwards. Look at Jennings. Full speed, 15, moving right to left. He's got to find somebody. Well, he's going to help George Kittle out with the linebacker. Then he's going to find Darion Kendrick. Puts a hat on Darion Kendrick, who's got no chance to get Christian McCaffrey. I feel every week we're going to be breaking down a 49ers run left for Christian McCaffrey that works out really well. We saw the 65-yarder against the Steelers. Now we're looking at the 51-yarder against the Rams. It's going to be hat on a hat at the line of scrimmage. Michael Hoke taken out by Aaron Banks and Trent Williams. Jake Brendel's got a hat on a hat. McKivitz and Burford have hats on the right side. So you're telling Christian McCaffrey with Trent Williams making a nice block here, he's got to beat what, one man? Deebo Samuel's already blocking his ass off downfield. So you're telling Christian McCaffrey that he needs to beat Kobe Durant, the defensive back, and he beats Kobe Durant, defensive back. That's 14. He's already on the ground. So Durant, we're going to watch this one more time. I know you can't get enough of this. McCaffrey against Ahkello Witherspoon. But Kobe Durant is going to be moving from right to left. Here he comes. He's sniffing out the run. You saw him pop into the screen at the very last second, sniffing out the run. Nobody blocks him. But this is where Christian McCaffrey's elusiveness comes in. Sidesteps Durant, missed the diving stop. Deebo Samuel's block, really, really good on Russ Yeast. And now it's a sprint past Jordan Fuller with Akello Witherspoon, backside cornerback, being the final line of defense. And McCaffrey steamrolls him into the ground. 51 yards. The 49ers running so well to the left side. They need to balance that out. They need to become a little bit more ambidextrous. That's where Burford and McKivitz are going to have to keep on working. But Williams and Aaron Banks has been phenomenal so far. I mean, those guys are money for the 49ers. You could see after that, they run left immediately. McCaffrey's got to be in really good shape. This is heavy workload stuff. Goes from a 51-yarder, takes the very next snap for the 49ers. See another overload of that left side. George Kittle is out there. George Kittle and a block, and it just the Rams, too many guys to block in that situation. Not a big gain for the 49ers. Direct snap to Christian McCaffrey. Look at that sorcery. Look at this. The sideways snap from Jake Brendel. Whoop. Right to McCaffrey. Rams, though, to their credit, they stay at home. There was a lot of eye candy there, right? With the motion that the 49ers put in play. You'll see it here. They're going to bring George Kittle. So Kittle is sprinting right now. The Rams are staying at home. 51 sees the snap moving. Did George Kittle flip that back? Did I not see? This is crazy if so. Hold on. Am I seeing this right now? Did George Kittle redirect this snap? And I just now noticed this. Hold on. My eyes have to be deceiving me. Because that thing went straight to Christian McCaffrey, I think, after it made contact with George Kittle. Yes, Kittle redirected the snap. Okay, this is awesome. Yeah, I thought my mind was making things up when I first saw it, but from this, I hadn't seen it here from this end zone angle yet. Yeah, look at George Kittle. Oh, so he redirects the snap to Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, this was a mistake. I thought that this was a direct snap to McCaffrey when I'm watching this live. And I wasn't listening to the broadcast, obviously, so I got to ask George about this. This is crazy. This got lost in the shuffle of the football game. So this is a heads-up play from Christian McCaffrey. This is so cool. A mistake that deflects off Kittle in motion. You know, you always wonder when a player is moving in motion. There it is. Yeah. You always wonder when a player is moving in motion, you know, what if it's about a tenth of a second off? What if he's a step or two off? What if the snap hits him? And that's exactly what happened here. This is too cool. Way too cool. And the 49ers are able to get away with it. I rewinded an extra play here. I shouldn't have done that. First, they had the run to McCaffrey left. We're going to go back to this. I want to see it from the all-22 angle. So Kittle comes in motion. Okay, here comes the snap, and you could tell it's going straight back to Brock Purdy. Hits Kittle. Look at McCaffrey. This is quick reflexes. These are really quick reflexes from Christian McCaffrey. He's just looking, waiting for a potential handoff. He's kind of looking at Brock Purdy, but this football is flying straight toward him. And without blinking, Christian McCaffrey, it almost looks like a video game glitch. Without blinking, he grabs the football and starts running and makes a positive gain out of it. I mean, to me, this is so absurd that it didn't turn into disastrous play for the 49ers. Watch again. So clearly hits Kittle. Ball redirects. McCaffrey's reflexes have him ready to field that football and run like nothing happened. That's just something else. My goodness. So cool. All right, I'm glad I did this. I'm gonna ask George Kittle about it. I'm gonna ask both of those guys about it, McCaffrey and Kittle. I didn't notice it until now. This is what I get for not watching or not listening to the TV broadcast. Anyway, 49ers drive continues. Brock Purdy, shotgun, out pattern, Brandon Ayuk, who was ailing, you could tell. Shoulder was hurt on the first snap. He was ailing. I know that they challenged that play and they said that it wasn't a catch. We'll see if he plays tomorrow with the shoulder injury. It's going to be a game time decision. Next drive for the 49ers. They've put up 10 points already. There's that little slant route for George Kittle over the middle. If they like the matchup with George, they're going to go to him. And they like the matchup with George. Found that little soft spot. Catch, first down, 49ers. So we're about to get to the good stuff for Brock Purdy. I mean, we've already seen the 3rd and 7. The 3rd and 7 was awesome, where he got hit by Aaron Donald. Found Brandon Ayuk. Here comes some misdirection. This was a good way to get Aaron Donald a little bit off balance. Deebo Samuel's moving so well this year. Why not? When Aaron Donald is rushing his ass off from wherever, I mean, he's lined up at a defensive tackle position here. You want to use some of that quickness and some of that speed against him. So what do the 49ers do? Well, let's break this play down. Donald immediately blasts by Aaron Banks. Purdy fakes to Christian McCaffrey, but they've got Deebo Samuel coming around. And Aaron Banks, look at him, hands up. I'm not holding him. They trust Deebo Samuel to have enough speed to beat Aaron Donald around to the edge. And he does. Meanwhile, Trent Williams, look at him laying that block right there, right side of your screen near the hash marks. I would not want to take a hit from Trent Williams. Neither did that DB. And Deebo picks up the first down. Nice play. This is the kind of stuff that keeps an opposing pass rush off balance. If you can run laterally, you get Aaron Donald thinking. He can't just pin his ears back and get after Brock Purdy on every snap and work against Colton McKivitz and Spencer Burford on every snap. You give the defense something to think about, and that's where the offense starts to have fun. Christian McCaffrey's workload, as we all know, was very big in this game. And not every run hit. I mean, in retrospect, it seems that Christian McCaffrey is picking up 7 yards a pop. Well, he might be averaging a gaudy amount, but you've got to be patient with that run game. All right, here comes Brock Purdy's first downfield miss. Let's see what he saw. Let's see how he missed. I'm going to rewind back to the all-22 angle after we watch end zone. Has time. Steps up in the pocket, slings it, just too much mustard on it. If we go back to all 22 instead of end zone, we might see it looks like a double move from Brandon Ayuk at the top of the screen. They've got Kyle Juszczyk on the quick out pattern. Ayuk taking a step in. Yep, here's the double move. He's going to burn the corner. He burns Kello Witherspoon. Brock Purdy saw the double move. I mean, if you pause it right now, Brock Purdy is winding up, getting ready to throw. So this is going to be a clean release from Brock Purdy after Ayuk beat Witherspoon. Shook him out of his pants. Good throw here. It's a touchdown. This is an injury to Brandon Ayuk getting the job done with the injured shoulder. Unfortunately, he missed him. You know what? It happens in the NFL. Even at the highest level, you're going to see misses. You're also going to see a whole lot of accuracy from Brock Purdy. Here it is, feeling a little pressure from behind him. 97, Michael Hoke does get his hands up, so maybe Brock Purdy didn't get his base set as cleanly as he might have wanted to. Still gets the throw off cleanly. It's just sails too far. It happens. It absolutely happens. Bad break for the 49ers. How's Purdy going to make up for it? He's going to face duress, and he's going to fight, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard, maybe nothing. I think they might have actually called this a sack. And that was Byron Young that got him. 0 coming in from the right side. 4-4-40 chases down Brock Purdy. Offensive line caved in on itself. What happened there to the protection? Well, we can watch. Offset front for the Rams. Jake Brendel beaten. 91, blast the middle. So the center loses there, forcing Brock Purdy to escape, and then everybody's kind of in a bad position. Not a bad job from Brock Purdy to make that into a no-gainer instead of a big loss. Interior pressure really is deadly. So, after big pressure plays, the 49ers love going to screens. These kind of plays. This helps them dig themselves out of trouble. And Deebo Samuel had a massive game. He's had 5 straight now against the Rams with over 100 yards from scrimmage. This one, he's in motion. They give him a running start. Look at Deebo cutting back. 49ers were efficient in this game. Christian McCaffrey, orbit motion. Throw it to where the blitz comes from. That's the essence of a hot read. Good job from Brock Purdy, recognizing what's happening. Pass rusher coming from the top side, right at the 45-yard line. He's coming from where Christian McCaffrey is going. So if Purdy sees that pass rusher coming into his face, he just has to react and throw to where that pass rusher is coming from. Now, it's not the easiest throw. Purdy has to stop his motion halfway, plant his feet really quickly, and just flick it to get it around the pass rusher. It's Michael Holt again, I think. 97. Yep, that's him. That's a big body coming in on the right side. 97. By big body, what are we talking about? Let's get a height weight measurement here. What are the 49ers dealing with? What's Brock Purdy having to throw by? He's having to throw by 6'4", 310, Michael Holt. So unblocked, you have to get it to Deebo Samuel. He's going to have to get a little creative with a quick release, and he gets it off. Not an easy throw to make to Christian McCaffrey, who's running in stride, but a nice 8-yard gain for the 49ers. Sets up a shorter situation. Give it to Christian McCaffrey. Let him pick up that first down. Good vision. Not a whole lot of room to run, but really good vision for Christian McCaffrey. Look at that. Well done for the 49ers. Shotgun, Brock Purdy working again. Free rusher, finds Juwan Jennings. This, by the way, this is the 17-10 drive. This is a 2-minute drill for the 49ers at this point. And Kyle Shanahan explained this play in his press conference the other day. I almost want to find it. We'll do that right now. It's fine. I want to find Kyle Shanahan's quote about this play because it was good. Right here. I'm going to read this as we go through the play itself. That was a play that we usually, to that spot versus zone, and you're hoping that everyone's covered everyone else, and you sneak this guy onto the backside. We've done it a lot over the years, but they played man-to-man, and the nickel followed Juwan Jennings the whole time. So by the time Brock got to him, number 3 in the progression, you're trying to sneak him out there, and you look to him, and the ball's got to go, and he wasn't open because he was in man coverage. So it was tight ball placement, and Brock Purdy gave Juwan Jennings an opportunity. So we can watch this. As you can see, there's a lot of coverage taking away the first 3 reads for Brock Purdy, or the first 2 reads on the right side of the screen. So he decides not to go there. The hope is that it's zone coverage and they could sneak Juwan Jennings, who's down at the bottom of your screen near the 30-yard line, into the middle of the field on the backside. But there's a nickel cornerback covering Juwan Jennings. That's Kobe Durant, the nickel for the Rams, covering him. So this is going to have to be a much tighter throw from Brock Purdy with an underneath linebacker and man coverage over the top, a much tighter throw than the 49ers anticipated it had to be. And he makes it, and Juwan Jennings has a 20-yard gain that puts the 49ers in business on this drive that tied the game at the end of the first half. Watch it from the end zone angle. Purdy looking to progression 3. And with his throw to progression 3, with a DB bearing down his face, he's able to hit Jawan Jennings. So this is advanced quarterbacking from Brock Purdy. He's expecting zone coverage. He gets a hybrid. This is going to be man coverage on his receiver Jennings. Has to get it past the linebacker and squeezes it in there. He wants to get it in front of the safety, number 2, Russ Yeast. And that's why that throw is intentionally a little bit behind Jawan Jennings. He doesn't want to get him laid out. No hospital balls here. Protect your receiver. And you'll see the receiver protection on this next play. Very nice play for the 49ers. This was one of the big ones. This is one of the 2 big gainers for Jennings. So as you saw, that throw was slightly behind Jennings. That allows him to catch it and brace himself for the hit from number 2 so he doesn't get beheaded, decapitated on that play. All right, so the 49ers continue their 2-minute drill, moving right down the field. This was one of the big drives so far of the season. That throw got away from Brock Purdy. Not really sure where he was going with this one, but probably came out of his arm wrong. Yeah, he was trying to go quick release somewhere, and it might have been a miscommunication. Ended up just being a throw into the dirt. But he rebounds from it. It's all okay for the 49ers. Might be Brock Purdy's best throw of the season so far. And it's not a completion because it's defensive pass interference, but take a look at this for Deebo Samuel back of the end zone. You say you can't throw deep. Well, he's fading away. He's taking massive pressure. Lets go of it. And it's exactly where it needs to be to Deebo Samuel to draw the pass interference penalty against Darion Kendrick. I mean, this is next level stuff. You cannot sell Brock Purdy short. You can't talk about some of the big plays and then not talk about this one right here. Some of the big misses. You have to talk about this. So Kobe Turner, the nose tackle, you're going to see it here. We have to fast forward a bit. That's the throw into the ground. Here we go. Kobe Turner, the nose tackle, is going to work Spencer Burford. Gets right past him. At this point of the freeze frame, Brock Purdy is already in trouble. I think Turner's winning on the inside. That inside pressure is what could kill most quarterbacks. Purdy's going to have to throw this while getting hit by a 6'2", 288-pounder. He's going to be on his back foot. He's going to have to get it to the back of the end zone. So Purdy's standing at the 30. This ball's going to have to travel 40 yards in the air while he gets hit, and it's going to have to be perfectly placed. There's the hit. There's the throw, the fadeaway. There's Deebo Samuel. He's not really open, but the throw is in a perfect place to draw defensive pass interference. I mean, what do you mean Brock Purdy can't throw deep? Are you kidding me? It's right in front of you. It's right here. Here comes the big contact. Kobe Turner, 91, beating Spencer Burford. That's a problem we can discuss at another time. Burford's got to be better. Purdy somehow gets the throw off. Plenty of strength, plenty of velocity as he gets destroyed. Knocked back and puts it right where it needs to be to Deebo Samuel. There's the flag. That puts the 49ers at the 1-yard line. I mean, if this is Brock Purdy's bad game, well, the league has some problems moving forward. So I thought the Rams started committing intentional penalties here, and I thought it was smart. You just want to run the clock out, right? So it doesn't matter if you hold because they're not going to score if you hold. They have to punch the ball across the goal line. So there's going to be a couple of these that don't work out for the 49ers. And then they're going to have to run the quarterback sneak. But, I mean, smart for Purdy to not force any passes here. You never know what the flag is going to be until the officials call it. This play right here, the 49ers had 6 seconds. Kyle Shanahan said first read or nothing. And they only had 1 second at the end of the play. So it took 5 seconds, and they were nervous on the 49ers sideline. They're going to run out of time. So he's looking for his first read. He's not there. Throws it out of bounds. And the 49ers, luckily, the clock operator stopped it at 1 second. A lot of trust, though, shown by Kyle Shanahan in Brock Purdy on that play. And a lot of trust shown in the 49ers offense here. With 1 second left, they decide for the sneak. The key is to find a crease. Quarterback has to see and find the crease. There he goes. Good job right behind Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks is a steamroller. What a year he's having to open up. Watch Big 65. Just to the right of Purdy from our angle. Look at him converge with Jake Brendel. Form the crease, quarterback sneak, touchdown. The 49ers have some beef on the inside. Aaron Banks, huge. Huge on that play. First play of the second half was a fumbled snap. I don't know if that was Purdy's fault or if it was Brendel's fault, but maybe we see a little bit better here. Probably not. Yeah. Can't tell. Cannot tell. Anyway, good job for Purdy to recover. It's 2 straight weeks of nice fumble recoveries for Brock Purdy. Not as crazy as the behind the back one against the Steelers. Here they try to run right. They get some help from Kyle Juszczyk. And there's a flag on the play. I don't know if this got pushed back. The right side is the weaker side of the 49ers offensive line. There's no question about that. So you get your fullback to go and help out. You have George Kittle helping out over there. But the Rams have numbers, and the 49ers unable to execute. I could see the flag probably for holding. Nice little pocket there for Purdy. And here's the second longer miss. This is to Jauan Jennings. Now, Kyle Shanahan said that he was surprised that he actually went for Jennings here. This is a difficult throw further in the progression. I think the pass protection is solid for the 49ers here. There is a pocket for Purdy. You got to give him credit for staying in it. I mean, one of the big criticisms was that he would turn around and bail out of pockets instead of stepping into them last year. So he's improved here. He's taken the coaching. He steps up and he throws a difficult throw that needs to fit into that window for it to work to Jauan Jennings, and he just overshoots him. This is not first read kind of stuff, though. This is not pitch and catch. Again, this is advanced level quarterbacking just to get to that read. Jennings is going to be lined up at the bottom of your screen. Purdy's looking right first, then he moves left. Doesn't want to go underneath the Deebo Samuel. Instead, goes for the big play to Jauan Jennings. They anticipate, you could see the safety at the 30-yard line or the 31, bottom half of the screen near the hash marks. There's anticipation that Purdy's going to go with a safer route, the shorter route to Deebo Samuel. And because of that, the Rams are breaking in. And because of that, the top is opening up for Jauan Jennings. So Purdy, you can't fault him for going for the bigger play. He just misfires. But folks, this is just the beginning. If he's already taking these deeper shots, that is a significant bellwether for what might be to come in the Brock Purdy era of this 49ers offense. He's looking for the explosive play. He's taking that calculated shot. Did this one work out? No, it didn't. But there's going to be another explosive that does work out a little bit later. And given the improvement trajectory that we've already seen from Brock Purdy, I think it's safe to say that plays like this are going to work out in the future for the 49ers. It really is the try that counts. Look at him rebound with Brandon Ayuk over the middle of the field in breaking play. Again, Purdy last year set an NFL record. Was 80.3% completion percentage on passes that traveled 10 to 20 yards downfield. Throws like this. No quarterback had ever been logged at that high of a completion percentage since PFF began tracking it. Well, this season, Purdy is at 93%. He's 13 of 14. So those intermediates, those are his bread and butter. He is consistently delivering accurate passes with those. Roll to the naked side, George Kittle. First down. Another look at Brock Purdy. This is going to be off of a play fake. Fake pitch left. Kittle to the near side. Staple play for the 49ers to pick up the first down. More Christian McCaffrey, part of the busy day. Purdy is indeed elite in the intermediate. That's what Cameron says. That's what the numbers say. From the 40, 49ers trying to put the Rams away. They're going to run that same, not the same, but a very similar kind of screen that they ran to Deebo Samuel twice in the first half, the Christian McCaffrey. This is what I mean with Deebo McCaffrey interchangeability. If they can both run the same routes and Deebo can also take handoffs, that could just make the offense so much more dangerous for the 49ers. Makes it adaptable. All right, here comes the third miss. So we've seen the miss to Ayuk. We've seen the miss to Jennings. And now we see this miss to Deebo Samuel. So, yes, Purdy wasn't exactly on. But look, arm strength is not a question. He's ripping that football. All three of these footballs, he overheated downfield. Let's look to see what Brock saw. Let's look to see what he missed. Let's look to see what the 49ers can correct. First, we get to rewatch Christian McCaffrey. Little outside pass. All right, here we go. Bottom of your screen, Deebo Samuel, Purdy, protection, looks good. Deebo has beaten Darion Kendrick off the ball, so he's open. And the entire crew of safeties seems to be following George Kittle, who's breaking out toward the sideline. So Deebo Samuel's already waving right here. This is pretty clean cut. This is one where a good throw would be a touchdown. Brock Purdy steps into it. Maybe he stepped into it too much. This is probably the easiest of his three longer misses. And he just sails him. Sometimes you're just not accurate. And it's something that Brock Purdy obviously has to work on. Protection here was nice. Everybody getting in on it. Burford, Banks. Throw just misses. It happens. It's football. Sets up Jake Moody. 57 yards. Drills it. All right, back to Brock Purdy. Go for broke says sometimes adrenaline can make you overthrow. That might have been it. CMC. Christian McCaffrey has 200 yards after contact on outside runs already through 2 games this year. How about that? I mean, most running backs in the league would die to have 200 yards period through 2 games. McCaffrey has 200 yards after contact on outside runs through 2 games. Nice throw to Deebo Samuel. I want to see this from the end zone angle, just so we know the angles that Brock Purdy was working with. Shotgun snap. Flushes a bit to his... I mean, first off, he's dealing with pressure right in his face. That's Bobby Brown III. That's a 324-pound nose tackle that's right in his face. So Purdy does a good job to release that football. It has to be. It absolutely has to be a little bit behind Deebo Samuel. Very obviously, because you see Christian Roseboom, the linebacker, taking up the middle of the field in his coverage of George Kittle. Here, take this back just a few seconds. First off, there's pressure in the middle. Burford gets beaten again. We've talked about that being a problem. Burford's got to get better. He's got to anchor, hold that block longer. That creates problems for Purdy. Has to throw the ball with a nose tackle in his face. Now, you could see at the top, very top of your screen, the linebacker, Christian Roseboom. He would be right in that throwing lane if that football went over the top to the logo to Deebo Samuel. So this one has to be adjusted to be a little bit behind Deebo Samuel. Deebo adjusts, goes back to the football, to the ground, and makes the catch. That's good teamwork, good improvisation from Brock Purdy and Deebo Samuel. Yeah, I mean, the poise from Purdy, and this is something is insane, and this is something that we saw all the way back to the game against the Dolphins when he first came in. All right, so you could say that Brock Purdy doesn't throw deep accurately, but then you would be wrong. So consider this. Consider the fact that throws of more than 20 yards in the air, the completion percentage in the NFL is only about 40% at best. At best. Look at that throw. The DB is looking back. What really strikes me about this one is that you have a defensive back looking back at the time of the throw. Like, this is not a guy's head on a swivel kind of thing. He is locked in on the football. He's absolutely locked in on the football. And what that means is that it's a very dangerous throw if it's not perfectly placed. It's Kobe Durant working against Juwan Jennings. We've already seen this matchup in the game, so let's watch it again. Play fake, Purdy looking, unleashes. Look at Durant. He's looking for the football. This could be a pick if it's not perfectly placed, but it's placed right on the back shoulder, and Jennings has a big enough body to shield Durant away from that back shoulder, and Purdy put it right where it had to be. That is pinpoint accuracy, 31-yard gain to Juwan Jennings. So people need to get lost with the Brock Purdy cannot throw it deep. You just saw a 31-yard throw with pinpoint accuracy to Juwan Jennings. You also saw a perfect throw to Deebo Samuel that drew defensive pass interference in the final couple minutes of the first half. You also saw a 20-yarder to Juwan Jennings, which was, I guess, not a deep throw, but a heavy intermediate throw that set the 49ers up for that PI. Either way, let's just count the DPI that was definitely a longer throw, and let's count the one that we just watched, this one right here, to Juwan Jennings against Kobe Durant. That is 2 completions, and then we have the 3 misses. So 2 out of 5 on shots downfield for Brock Purdy. What is that? That's 40%. That's the league average on shots of over 20 yards downfield. So, yes, he left some opportunities on the table, but no, this wasn't a game that was devoid of big shots downfield that succeeded. And they're going to even out over time. And the fact that Brock Purdy overheated some of the deep passes tells you that arm strength is not an issue. And I think when you look at his poise in the pocket, not just on these plays, but on other plays, you can confidently predict that the touch is going to get better over time. Remember, still a really young quarterback. Still just entered the NFL last season. He looks a lot more experienced than that, looks a lot more polished than that. There's still plenty of upward mobility for Brock Purdy in terms of consistency. More Deebo. He's looking so good so far this year. Look at this. Look at this formation of the backfield. This has got to make opposing defensive coordinators pull their hair out. I got to pause it at just the right point. That is not the right point. Here we go. This right here. I mean, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. This is something I got to tweet. Look at that. You have Deebo Samuel as one running back. Christian McCaffrey is the other running back. They're both flanking Brock Purdy. What the hell are the 49ers going to do? That's what the defense is asking right now. That's why everybody on the Rams side looks so damn confused. What the hell are the 49ers going to do? Deebo can take a handoff. He can run for a pass pattern. He can burn you to the edge with his speed. He can run people over with his physicality. On his right, Christian McCaffrey can take a handoff. He can go out for a pass pattern. He can burn people with his speed. He can run people over like Ahkello Witherspoon. Both of these guys have interchangeable skill sets, and they're lined up on opposite sides of Brock Purdy. This right here is a nightmare formation for opposing defenses to contend with. So what did the 49ers do? They send Deebo in motion, and they send McCaffrey the same way. And they throw to Deebo. McCaffrey is looking to block people. Awesome. They could run so many variations of that. That simple yet beautiful yet powerful formation can do so much. Just watch it set up plays for the 49ers as this season progresses. Is that another sneak for Brock Purdy? The second successful QB sneak of the game. There you go. Who does he go behind this time? Middle of the formation. Burford did a good job reaching that second level. Jake Brendel didn't collapse at center. Nice job for the 49ers. Here he is, Deebo Samuel. George Kittle takes out 3 Rams. Woo! Touchdown. Thunder and lightning for Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey. We see both thunder and lightning from them. We see both on this play. Look at the George Kittle. I mean, it's like a bowling ball taking out a bunch of bowling pins. That was awesome. That was really, really cool. You see it from that angle, and you see just how much force George Kittle is dealing with. So here, let's watch it from the top first. Watch Kittle. He's lined up at tight end left side next to Trent Williams. Throws one man down and two other men fall with him. The collateral damage was past Zach Van Valkenburg, 51. He's one of the tight ends. So right now, George Kittle puts a hat on him. Look at 85. Look at 85. Here comes the violence. All three guys go down. So Kittle takes care of three players with just himself. Now Deebo Samuel puts on the lightning. This is the cutback. The cutback beats Ernest Jones. Also, really nice block from Juwan Jennings up there, up top. Jennings working against a defensive back. That's the safety, Russ Yeast. So Jennings removes Yeast. Kittle removes three Rams defenders. And Deebo Samuel has lost some weight. He's much quicker than he used to be. That juke will take care of Ernest Jones. Look at the speed of that juke. The rest, well, the rest is just dragging Michael Hoke into the end zone. So he takes care of a linebacker with a juke, and he drags a defensive end or an outside linebacker into the end zone. 300 pounds. That's thunder and lightning from Deebo Samuel. Very next drive, he gets the ball right away. Shotgun for Purdy. Deebo Samuel, they flipped aside. They went to the left. Now they go to the right. Now the 49ers in the position of just trying to ice this game. No, Deebo Samuel does not like to go out of bounds. And you know what? George Kittle, when he was a rookie, John Embry, 49ers tight end coach, would fine George Kittle $10 every time he ran out of bounds. Wanted to develop the habit of don't let the defense get an extra defender. That sideline is like a 12th defender. Don't let that 12th defender tackle you. Make the defenders who don't like to tackle you. Because even if a play like this happens, you inflict some bruises. So you can see that Deebo's got the same mentality as George Kittle. That's why they call him the Yak Bros. Make them tackle you, yes. Here's an inaccurate throw. This is one that should be maybe even more frustrating to the 49ers. You don't want to miss on the gimmies. This is Trey Lance missed too many of these. Purdy got drilled, though. Free rusher on that near side. That's not good. So there were some misses from Brock Purdy, but again, we're watching the entirety of this tape, and you can probably gather that this is an impressive performance for the 49ers against, a defense that gave up only 12 yards of offense in the second half to the Seahawks a week prior. McCaffrey trying to salt the game away. Taking some abuse, though. You want to shield him from too much of this. We're going to get many more Purdy throws here. Maybe not. We're nearing the end of the tape. We've got a few more minutes. Watch the 49ers salt the game away. See a lot of motioning from Jennings. This is a passing play. That one doesn't work out. Purdy's final numbers in this football game. He was efficient, but the numbers weren't gaudy. Something 200 yards and change for him. Here's a field goal for the 49ers. 17 to 25, 206 yards. If you're into rating, 93.1. You're going to see the 49ers run the football a lot here. Toward the end, I didn't really like the drive where they tried to milk some clock. I thought that they gave the Rams the football back with a little bit of time in a way that shouldn't have happened. It got a little stale for the 49ers. But again, Purdy protected the ball. If there's one thing that you want to take away from all of this is there's never a moment where you're like, oh boy, he's really flirting with a pick. He's really flirting with a boneheaded play. The 49ers have the superior roster to the Rams. They're going to have the superior roster to essentially every single opponent this year that they face. And when that's the case, sometimes you just need to let water flow. You just need to make sure you don't screw things up. And turnovers in the NFL are the quickest ticket to screwing things up. So when you watch this game tape and you notice that Brock Purdy is in steady command throughout, then you realize that this guy is not screwing things up. And that's sometimes the hardest thing to do in the NFL. All Josh Allen had to do in week 1 against the Jets was not screw it up. And he turned around and threw 3 interceptions and he lost to Zach Wilson. So, yes, a quarterback's job is to manage the game. And Brock Purdy has done an excellent job managing this game, but his poise under pressure is what allows him to be such a competent manager of the game. And that is not a negative knock term on Brock Purdy. There are very few quarterbacks who can play the position with the calm that he has brought to the 49ers. There's a whole lot of sporadicism at quarterback in the NFL these days. But the guys who are calmly in command of collapsing pockets, those are the guys who are worth their weight in gold. And that's Brock Purdy for the 49ers. Deebo Samuel to the outside. We're almost at the end. We'll watch this through to the very end. That was a well-timed snap. I think the craziest play that we saw today was the shotgun snap accidentally redirected by Kittle that went to Christian McCaffrey. And Christian, without blinking, took that snap and avoided a disastrous play and made it look routine. I thought that was awesome. McCaffrey up the middle. And that's it. So that's the Brock Purdy tape review. Everybody subscribe to the channel. It's been fun. We've gone for, 56 minutes? I think that's enough. 56 minutes. Maybe if you have a question or two, I'll answer right now. I can take a look. But as you can tell, Brock Purdy's damn good. Not perfect, but he's damn good. He's able to hang in there against a good disciplined defense. He manipulates the pocket. He's tough as hell. He's able to take hits. He's still able to deliver. And he's able to pull the strings in a way, throwing it behind a defender intentionally, throwing a little bit in front of a defender intentionally. He's able to pull the strings in ways that aren't necessarily going to show up on first glance, but they're definitely there. And that's why the efficiency has been really good for Brock Purdy. All right, everybody, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you really soon. Take care.